Hey everybody, it's me again. Coming on strong. Hope you guys are feeling blessed no matter where you are. So, yesterday, if you saw my video, I was talking about some interaction I had on the street with a woman who was trying to sell psychic packages. And it kind of inspired me because the talk her and I had was quite uplifting and having me understand that all this time I've been on my channel, I've been talking about the higher self. But what I haven't been doing is talking to you guys about the basics. I keep forgetting where I started from. I keep forgetting what are the deliverables that you might be needing. So, what I'm going to be doing today is Energy 101. This is going to dispel a lot of the things you see out there in the existential world, a lot of the fluffy fake lighters, and help you understand how energy moves, works, so that you don't end up spending your money, wasting your time and your efforts, and kind of delving back into yourself, okay? Finding that strength in yourself. First things first, light versus dark. So the first thing that needs to be understood is, do both exist? Yes. Must they exist? Yes. We are in a dual natured place. Okay. The earth is what they like to call a dualistic consciousness. Whereas that if you were to ever reach, let's say, God consciousness, Christos consciousness, that's a unified consciousness. That's a unity consciousness. That's where all persons, dark and light, take place as in shape as one. So right now, for where we sit on earth, we are part of the light and the dark matrices. So you must understand that a lot of us give so much of our energy to the dark side. And you might be saying, oh, no, I don't. But hey, hear me, okay? The dark can only conjure. The light creates, okay? So why I say these things are important is because the dark can only conjure things, meaning that it can only manipulate things in order to create, whereas light sheerly creates on its own. Reason being is because all things of energy are created by light. So therefore, since the darkness has no light, it has to attack light, get near light, in order to conjure anything within the darkness to exist. So that's why you'll find things like demons, or I'm just using these words and names to make it easy, or daemons, whatever way you want to put it, ghosts, apparitions, all of that. Because some ghosts are sometimes just in time loops. So, but I'm just trying to say otherworldly beings or negative thought forms, or let's just say what people say is black magic, okay, or cat or voodoo, or whatever the case you want to put it. What these entities, and I will say this, all energy is an entity, just as if like you could understand that you don't have to have a physical body to be an energy, or you don't have to be a physical body to be an essence, you don't have to be a physical body to be a spirit. If you can understand that, you can understand there's creation of the Holy Spirit, right, which is of the light side. It doesn't have a body, but we understand the concept. The same goes for the dark. Now, the reason why you'll notice that these entities work within fear, okay? Like why they're always trying to scare us, scare you. Like let's say, for example, a ghost is haunting your house and moving things because they have kinetic energy, because they can use energy. Like I said, they have to conjure things out of fear. And why do they use fear? Because we are light beings. We being incarnated in these bodies, right? A vehicle, let's just say. Now, the thing is why these entities have to use fear is because they can't use light. They must use fear to conjure light off of us, okay? Because when they scare us, what does that do, okay? It puts us into fight or flight. Do you know how powerful that hormone is? Do you know how powerful this energy is that you give off when you're in fight or flight mode? A lot of us don't realize, but fight or flight mode is one of the most, let's just put it this way, you start to exhaust, or flight mode, we give off a beautiful resonance for these guys. And the thing is that because they can't conjure light ever, they have to conjure light off of us through our energy patterns. And why they use fear is so that they can scare us into the fight or flight mode. And when we're in the fight or flight mode, they absorb this energy off of us so that they can conjure or create some more. I hope this helps you guys understand. So if you were to ever be in a situation where you feel like you're in let's say a haunted home, or in congruency with what you would call a demon, whatever the case may be, the best course of action you could actually do is to walk into your own ability and walk into your own fearsomeness, which is your light. Okay? Because if you give them fear, they create more. If you give them fear, they create more. Okay? Because They don't have light to create with. They have to use the emanence or the energy off of you to create. So they conjure up things that make you scared. Is the easiest way for it to be done. Because we understand the idea of dark matter formulating life, but there needs to be this spark of light in order for the dark matter to create. So you have to understand that all darkness needs the light, needs some formation of light to create. So that's 101 when it comes to dark and light. Okay, so that's why a lot of people go to these practitioners and spend all their hard-earned money trying to get rid of these entities that easily could be taken care of by yourself, because like I said in the last video, you are the vessel, you are the vehicle that they're getting the energy off of. So the minute you stop the energy flow from happening, ergo you're not scared, you feeling like, let's say, black magic exists, dark entities exist, demons exist, that like, understand they exist, but don't give it any credence. It's kind of like when your mom says people are picking on you at school and she says to you, ignore them because that'll make them die out. It's the same type of idea with these entities. Even if you are terrified, find your inner strength, just like you would with the bullies at school, to start ignoring. And as they start losing momentum and as they start losing energy, you start to gain more energy and propel yourself further and farther, because you start to see how the balance works. The bullies need you to be scared. The bullies need you to keep talking and giving them more ammunition to work with. But once you ignore them, once you act as if they don't exist, they start to fall away. And that is the same with the dark-sided entities. So if you do not participate in things like black magic, if you do not participate in understanding that demons are around you, or you don't even condone it or give your energy to it, you are the thing. You are the light that manipulates the creation. I hope this makes sense. Next on the list, love. I keep seeing people tell other people that they could call love to them. Okay, this is such a lie. It's beyond me, and I'm going to prove to you how this is a lie. Okay, let's just say, for example, you believe in some source, some creator of some sort here on this planet. Okay, let's call it God. I'm just going to call it God just to make it easy. Okay. You can call it Allah, you can call it Vishnu, Buddha, I don't care, because they're all the same, okay? They're all one in unity consciousness, all right? Now, any creator, let's just call it creator if that makes it easier for all of you. The creator of our existence always gave us what? Freedom of choice. Can we all agree on that? I hope we can all agree. Even if you subscribe to a religion, you are still free to make that choice as to what religion you were in. Okay? So the same goes for love, right? Now, have we all not been in a situation where you love somebody and somebody else doesn't love you? And we wishfully think that we can make someone love us. Now, there's a difference between someone having love, because most of creation or most of the beings here on this planet can have love, but to be in love, to really yearn and love someone, okay? You cannot force that in any way, shape, or possible, because God gave us freedom of choice. You cannot force it. So if some practitioner is telling you light a candle, do some cards, give them more money, it's not going to work ever. Ever, ever, ever. Please, I pray that you hear me now. Because if you are in love with somebody and they are not in love with you, you cannot force that person to love you. And I'll explain a little deeper why that is. Now, for example, this girl yesterday was like, what if you were with someone who cheated on you and you still love them and you want them back? That's not hard to achieve, because what you have to realize is, here, I'm going to draw my stick figure. Here's my stick figure, right? This is Ashley. She's vibing at this frequency. I hope you guys can see that. And then there's Jimmy, who cheated on me. When I walk away, okay, and my self-worth goes up, I no longer am vibing at that frequency. I'm vibing up here. Jimmy, let's say, for example, was vibing at the same frequency of me when we were together, intimate, and he was cheating on me. So the minute that I start vibing higher, Jimmy and I are no longer compatible, okay, frequency-wise. Now, you tell yourself, I'm still in love with Jimmy, because you took a high stance when you walked away from Jimmy. You went for your self-worth, but then it started to creep in your mind, oh, Jimmy's the best you'll ever get. Oh, you should think about Jimmy. Jimmy didn't mean to do what he did. He's just so sorry. What ends up happening is you start going back to the old frequency, the low frequency you're at. Then you and Jimmy are at the same level. Okay? That's how you get back together with a loved one. If you think that it's because you're paying somebody, hear me again. That's placebo. Because you're putting your energy into the thought that you giving the money to the other person is going to bring that person back. That's not what's truly happening. It's you putting out the vibration of loving the person. You start to have that telepathic communication again. But the thing is, you're vibing at the same frequency. Love can reconnect. Now, if let's say you stick with your guns and you start vibing high, Jimmy with his low vibing self is going to X himself out of your world, okay? And what's going to happen is that Jimmy is going to get replaced by high vibing John, okay? So for all the men and women out there, realize that what is this saying? Or water always finds its own level. Something to that effect, okay? So what that means is that when you are vibrating, when you give off your own vibration, because again, we are light, we are energy, fundamentals, right? We are not this body, fundamentals. Hope you understand this. When it comes to vibration of the emotion of love, love is the all-encompassing emotion. It's one of the most diverse emotions that we have on this planet. If you're vibing high and someone else is vibing high, like I said, water finds its own level. So that's what's happening when it comes to love. So you can never force love, but you can always attract love, right? When you're in a headspace that you're ready to invite another partner into your life, that's how you can find new love, but it'll be at the vibration that you're vibing at. So I hope this helps. So if you are somebody who is being told by another practitioner, and you have to understand that I too am a practitioner of the arts of esoteric arts, but there's a difference, I feel like, because I you know what, maybe there isn't, but I truly think there is, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I help people find themselves. That's all I do. Okay? I help you find you. I'm not going to promise you the world. I'm not going to promise you anything that is all encompassingly in you. So I'm not going to be promising that you're going to find the love of your life. However, what I will promise you is that you will start to connect with your higher consciousness, and you will actually vibe at a resonance that is owned and truly known by your soul. And if you should get to that level, what will happen is that you're going to find the lover that is made for you at that level. Okay? So I don't tell you to get rid of negative or black magic. I show you how you can vibe high enough that none of these entities even faze you. How you stop being attacked by words and spells, and how you stop being attacked by the negative thought form bullies or energy vampires out there in this world, just like a child is taught to not get bullied in the schoolyard. It's the same idea. I would say that I'm energetically going to teach you, train you on how to do these things. So it's really just more of like I end up being your teacher facilitator, and then when you take the tools, you go and you practice them and you formulate them for yourself. So that's what I do. I'm a higher self channeler. I connect to your higher self. Your higher self tells me what's up, not the other way around. And then I facilitate the experience for you. That's it. I don't tell you what you can and can't do. Your higher self does, but not me. So I hope this helps, guys. This is Energy 101. If you have people out there telling you that they're going to do all these things for you, this is not true. And I hope you understand why now. Love you lots. Have a good one. Bye for now.